Hey guys, so in today's video I wanted to just take a couple of minutes and talk about my experience with the oil cleansing method. So when I was about 16 years old, I went to the doctor, and by no means did I have like extreme acne or anything. I did not have cystic acne. I just didn't want any acne. My mom was like, it's mild, but to me it was like a big deal. I was in high school, I just didn't want any acne at all. So even just a little or mild was too much for me. So I did my own research, I went to the doctor, and she gave me a prescription at first that I wasn't super happy with, and it was just pure clindamycin. Now, you can look clindamycin up on the internet and see what you think, but it is used to treat acne. And so my problem was oily skin. I had I had bad oily skin. My mom had oily skin. She still does. We all still do. Like my sisters do. Her mom's mom had it. Like it's just a hereditary thing. So anyways, that's what I wanted to treat. So I did a little bit more research. I actually went on acne.org. I think it's .org. And I can link it down below so that you can check it out too. I found tons of research and personal stories that related to me, that I could relate to. So I found that website super useful, and on that website I found some info on the prescription Benzaclin. Now that was a mixture of benzoyl peroxide and clindamycin together. So I went back to my doctor and I noticed that clindamycin did not work. I did try it, her version, and it just didn't do what I needed it to do. I had a lot of bumps under my skin that never really turned into pimples, but in the light they were there. And so I just wanted something that would get rid of that. And so Benzaclin, or benzoyl peroxide, is supposed to just dry your skin right out so that nothing really can be created, no oil production. And so I did a little research, I found Benzaclin, I went, I asked for it, and I got it. So and it worked. For the last 8 years, I used Benzaclin. And so recently they changed the formula, and it has a little bit more clindamycin in it. So this past summer, June and July, I started to notice my skin just wasn't acting the same anymore. It was sort of going back to the high school days, and it was lots of bumps, and I don't really get so much pimples. They don't really come to a head or anything, but they're there. And so you don't get a smooth finish with your makeup. You feel self-conscious, and in the summertime you want to just have free skin. I don't really want to wear makeup in the summertime. So anyways, this was my prescription, and it is a mixture of 1% clindamycin and 5% benzoyl peroxide. And so I used this, and I was using it for months, and it just wasn't working for me anymore. So I decided I was going to look into something that was a little bit more natural. I found when I went the prescription route, my skin was really dry. It would you can't go out in the sun, it would get really red. It would sunburn super easy, and it was just dry, but I was still having acne. And so my skin, I could just tell it wasn't healthy for my skin. This stuff is filled with parabens, and really anything prescription is if you're fighting your acne, I don't know, I just didn't want to fight it anymore. I wanted something that was nutritious to my skin, that my skin would respond to, thank you, something that was good for my skin. So I did more research. I was back to the drawing board, let's find something that will benefit my skin. And so that's when I came across the oil cleansing method. I just Googled the simplest way to take care of your skin, and I found the oil cleansing method. Apparently it goes back to the Egypt days, olive oil and all of that stuff. So my mixture, what I'm finding has been working. I've only been using this for 2 weeks, and I gotta say, I was happy with it the next day. I followed the instructions for the first little while of how to do it, and so that's when I was I'm hooked. The first night I tried it, and I was yes, this is for me. So I use a mixture of cold pressed extra virgin organic olive oil, some castor oil, and I put a little bit of tea tree oil in. Now I like the tea tree because it smells nice, and because it's also an antibacterial. So these all are naturally, but the tea tree just smells good, and my mom uses tea tree oil on her skin. And she also uses coconut oil. So you can do this in a number of combinations with a number of oils. I'm not going to get too much into, all the different kinds that you can do. There's lots of videos out there that are like that. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about my experience. So I literally went straight from prescription acne medication to the next night I was you know what, I'm done with this prescription, throw it away. I'm going to try the oil cleansing method. And I was a little nervous. Like, of course, at first you're like, I'm going to break out and there's going to be this bad phase of horrible skin. And I was just like, okay, you know what? Like, I have to just push through that. I have to just get over that and just push through it. And, you know, and hopefully I will see the benefits. If I break out, I break out. Like, I wasn't too worried about it, because if the end result is healthy, glowing skin, then I'm okay if I have to deal with like a breakout right now. So I was anticipating breaking out, but I haven't, and I've been like so pleasantly surprised by that. I was really expecting to have some weird reaction, but I didn't. So the first night, I just went and got the ingredients from the drugstore that I needed. I got the olive oil at the grocery store, obviously. I mixed up a little combination, which mine personally was 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of castor oil, and like 4 or 5 drops of the tea tree oil. Mixed it up and I put it on my face. I massaged it like they say to, and then I steamed. So the first 2 nights I boiled some water, put a little bit of that water in a glass bowl, threw a receiving blanket over my head, and just steamed my face. And it was super relaxing. I kind of choked at first because it was really hot, but then I was like, this is awesome. So they do say that you can just use a hot cloth, which is what I've been doing since. But I kind of want to go back to steaming, because the steam made my skin feel so silky and happy. Like, my skin was happy. As soon as I put this stuff on, I was like my skin, it was like it just sucked it all in. It was like thanking me for giving it nutrients for once. Instead of drying it out with this prescription, I just went back to the basics, and I'm so glad that I did. Obviously, I'm not completely cleared up. I don't know if you can really tell, but like, I do have some pimples right now. I am wearing a little bit of makeup. So I will probably do a video like at the 3-month mark with no makeup on my face, so that you can really see. I have been taking progression pictures so I can see, so I can insert some of those too. But I really did start with a bumpy complexion, and without really like breaking out and those things like coming to a head, it is clearing up. Like, it's just getting all of this stuff out of my skin that I really didn't even know was there, which is kind of gross, but it's just the simple facts of it. I recommended it to my mom, and now my mom is starting to try it, and I could try to convince my sisters, but I think they're a little turned off with like the oil on oily skin thing. But either way, I am loving it, and I would totally recommend anybody just give it a shot. I was expecting to break out, and I haven't broken out, and I'm so happy with that. I really just wanted to share my experience with it. It's only been a couple of weeks, and like every day I just feel like I wake up and my skin is like better than it was. And also, my biggest reason for doing the oil was because I wanted to moisturize my face without having to use moisturizer. So the idea is that if you're giving your skin oil, it doesn't need to produce as much oil, which I've noticed is so true. I am not like super oily. Like, I would get to like the 3 p.m., 4 p.m. part of the day, and my face was like, I would need to wash my face. I wouldn't wash my face, but it looked like I needed to. And I'd be at work and like streaky and oily and just ugh. So this actually has made me kind of dewy in a way. Like, my skin is just like naturally corrected. Like, the sebum levels have gone way down. I don't need to produce all this oil because I'm giving my skin oil every night. And so I don't use it really in the morning. Just at nighttime, but I could use it in the morning. That wouldn't really make much of a difference. I just haven't felt like I needed to, but it is, I gotta say, it is the best makeup remover I've ever used in my life. I'm not really a makeup remover person. I would just use my face wash, and before all of this I was using the Olay Fresh Effects, I think it's called. I can link that down below too. It was great. I loved it. It was like a clay formula, so I noticed it would dry my skin out, but it was also, I was like double drying it, right? I was using this cleanser that really dried it out, and then I was using a prescription that really dried it out, and so it was, of course, it was overproducing oil. And so I found I'm just so happy with this. This removes makeup like I've never even seen. I did not even know that, you know, it's just so great. Like, you feel so good when you're actually like getting all of your makeup off, and you're cleaning your face, and you're using something that is completely natural and organic in this case, and just so healthy for you. So I just wanted to say this. Like, I am so glad that I started this. I don't see myself giving it up anytime soon. It is perfect. I feel like I don't need anything else in my regimen. I don't need the moisturizers or the toners or the cleansers or anything. I just am cleansing with this, and it has been wonderful for me, and I hope that you guys will give it a shot, because it will do wonders for you. It's like for all skin types. If you take anything away from this video, just go and Google oil cleansing method and you will be happy that you did. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon.